abundance. The different factor import a relative quantity of a certain product, such as a unit production of Y, uses capital and labor 2 factors. Each the capital 2 units and the labor 4 units, respectively. The Y's capital labor ratio is 2 divided by 4 is equal to 0.5. This way, we can see the factor intensive which country is labor intensive. Commodity Y is the labor intensive. Commodity Y is the capital intensive. But the commodity X is labor intensive. But the B country produce 2 commodities K divided by L greater than A country. In this way, B country is capital abundant because thus B's capital relative price is lower. The factor abundance physical definition. The physical definition is that the relative physical quantity of available factors in production country A, the total capital divided by total labor, is greater than country B. That is, A is capital abundant country. In the price definition, if a country the price of capital divided by price of labor is less than B country's price of capital divided by price of labor. In this way, the A country's capital is cheaper than the B country's. That is, the A country is capital abundant country. The figure 1.15 shows us this type of relationship. The Y is capital intensive product, X is labor intensive product, while the country A is capable of producing more X than country B. X is labor intensive. That in this way, country A is labor abundant country, and country B is capital abundant. It can show the PBF, those 2 curves. The border intercepts the x-axis and the y-axis. That denotes the only one factor is used in the production of output, either X or Y. The intercept is determined by a factor endowment. What is the closed economy or autarky and the occurrence of international trade? The autarky is totally self-sufficient national economy with complete absence of foreign trade. The rationale of international trade can be analyzed from supply side and demand side. The relative price difference between two countries that cause the free flow of factors between two countries. On the demand side, it explains international trade as a consequence of differences in production technology that is reflected on the different PPF shapes and thereafter the relative prices and factor endowments. From the demand side, thus is perfect if the economy is perfect competitive. The relative price is used to determine whether the trade will occur. However, under increasing returns to scale or imperfect competition, the relative price is not the only basis for determining international trade. If there is no relative price differences, the economies of scale will lead international division of labor and full specialization. Different countries will choose to produce a specific product and exchange after the trade is done. So how can one country gain from trade? When autarky is open to trade, relative price Px divided by Py differences will cause domestic producer and consumer adjust according to international relative price. That is, the marginal rate of technology, the marginal cost of X divided by marginal cost of Y is equal to the Px divided by Py. That is in this equal to Py. And the equal to marginal utility of X, marginal utility of X divided by marginal utility of Y. That's equal to marginal rate of substitution. That will lead the reallocation of resources. The greater difference between relative prices, the more gain from the trades. On this graph, we can see the shift of the outward and upward shift of indifference curve from I1 to I2. It indicates the consumer point move out of the PPF, intercept from the E to C. The domestic produced capability, which means the national welfare better off, realized by the international trade.